Hey, it says we're live.
Here we are.
Hey, yeah, we have color and we have a whole 4 people.
More will show up.
Yeah. And Deej is standing in for Ian because he's running a bit late today.
Yeah, you had to work until 3.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, I'd like to thank Nancy and Gordon. They put up a couple more videos over at the North Texas Troublemakers. One about underwear, which is very enlightening. You don't think about underwear as being a product per
True.
se. But Nancy went into the history of underwear, and it's extremely interesting to go back and learn how things have come to the point that they are. Sean, it's under the North Texas Troublemakers YouTube channel. That's a ancillary channel that we started for basically helping folks. Hey, Joel, helping folks to understand things. Underwear is fun to wear.
It's more fun to take off.
Yeah, let's not go in the sewer trap before we even get a minute into the broadcast.
Courtney's in a different state, and still we're going there.
Yeah. I wonder about that woman sometimes. I really do. Oh, yeah, Sean, really? I'm almost sorry I brought that up. But Gordon also put up a very good video on horses that he had given at LTUE. I would like to take a moment and talk about genres. Talk a little bit about writing. Ian and I got to spend about over there about 2 hours Saturday, I guess it was, sitting and talking to Dave Weber about writing. And Dave is first and foremost a historian, and a damn good one. And we got to talking about the Honor Harrington series. And he purposely wrote 4 different sets of polities.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the Manichaeans as a monarchy.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote the Andermani as a what's the best way to say this? Benevolent dictatorship. He wrote the Solarians
as a bureaucracy.
And he wrote the Haven as a fractured government, for lack of a better term.
Haven's the one that was basically based on the French Revolution, proceeding on from there, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I took issue with that.
Okay.
Because to me, it was more like America. And we got into a long discussion. He said, no, I wrote the Solarians as Americans. And I said, yeah, I know. But I saw your analogy to Robespierre in Haven and the whole 9 yards.
I mean, when you name a character Rob S. Pierre, it's a little obvious.
Yes.
It was one of his early decisions. I can understand it.
Yeah.
That was in the first or second book.
We kind of went round and round on that for a while. Yes, it was very, very transparently French Revolution. But I still take issue with that because it's more like the American government we have today. And the Solarians, I was looking at more like totally useless bureaucracy, which was the UN.
Or China.
Yeah, well,
or India.
Yeah. Democracy gone off the rails. But it was funny because he did mention one comment/complaint that he got from one of the readers about the Manichaeans. Well, the British didn't actually do it this way. And I'm not going to say Dave smirked, but there was this little smile, and he said, it was my world and my science fiction, and I did what I wanted to do.
in one of the talks he gave, he actually specified that it was a future society looking back at what they thought Britain was doing and basing it on their misunderstandings.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. And Grayson and Masada were basically both plays on religious. Yeah, not really on LDS per se, but more or less. And Masada was a true theocracy, yes. Grayson, you can play that one any way you want to. Scott, thank you. 543 for last weekend. That's not bad for a second year of the con. Yeah, Brendan, that's a good point. Masada was LDS cranked to the Puritan intensity. Yeah. But anyway, talking with Dave, one of the things that he was pointing out was that this is, in writing, if you've done your research, you have the capability to do what you want to do, and you can base it on reality. You can base it on the history, or you can take some versions of both of those and do your own thing. And that's kind of what I did when I put up the military is not monolithic. Not trying to set people down a specific path, but to give people ideas and backgrounds so that they can write their military more realistically or know more. You can slide over.
This is your chair. I'm just holding it until you got here.
Oh, okay.
Thought you were going to be later.
I blitzed our work pretty quick.
Yeah, shift change.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
Yeah. So, the options that you get when you do that, you can take in so many different directions. Yeah, and civilians cannot believe the military bureaucracy. That is true. That's why I only did the drill down on the Navy and not to the full extent of the drill down, but just to give people an idea. And all four services have those same sets of drill downs. The other thing on the writing front, sadly, John Ross died of a heart attack the day before yesterday.
Yep,
Heard
I
that.
read that.
Yeah. He only put out one book, and that was Unintended Consequences. But that book set more people on the left off.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Almost as almost as many people as the leak of the first draft of the recent Supreme Court.
Yes.
It wasn't quite that culture-wide a heated response, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're brighter than the quilt today. Yes. You're right, David. Most people cannot comprehend any government bureaucracy.
Especially the people in it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nancy. That sucks. Anytime you have to put a pet down, that really sucks. But one of the things that you can do is you can play with all those different things in your writing, and you can have, the 180 out extremes, or you can have chaos on one side and the adherence to the rule of law on the other, or anything in between.
Do we actually have a topic today, or
You're hearing it right now.
Okay,
He's
gotcha.
talking about writing.
I was talking about our conversation with Dave Weber.
Right.
And
part?
huh?
Which part? Because some of it's not fit for public consumption.
I'm not getting into that part.
Okay, all right.
I went that train of thought.
Squirrels.
I think you're beginning to infect me with goddamn squirrels.
Oh, I'll
Chaos,
share. I will.
rule of law,
I will share. them.
anything in between was where you were.
Yeah.
Oh.
But, the options exist for you as a writer to do what you want to do. And that's where Rikita Law call.
Rikita Law's on this channel.
No,
No.
Jesse's quote. No, it's
Joel.
Joel Solomon's quoting. Quote from a Rikita Law comment. Quote: call a SCOTUS decision of Ben Shapiro. It's 5-4 and makes liberals seethe.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jess, that is so true. And logistics is even worse than actual operational stuff in the military.
Apparently, at least ours works. The Russians apparently have no logistics.
Yeah, well, they got a problem there.
Yeah,
They have it on paper.
their T-90 Mike tanks go up like fireworks.
Yeah. Sorry, Koala. I was late getting everything set up because I was running a little behind myself. Yeah. Thorium molten salt reactor. Yeah, that's coming back into use again because they're looking at cost.
Mhm.
A thorium
Molten
molten
salt
salt
reactor.
reactor for a ship.
Yeah, it's actually fairly safe.
Or neighborhoods. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
melt down. They can't.
Yeah, they
I
can't
know.
melt
I'm
down.
just thinking of an accident where all that molten salt hits seawater.
And if it
Steam
does,
explosion.
and if it does, it sinks.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just thinking the size that
Not
steam
good
explosion.
if you're standing next
Nope.
to
Yeah.
it.
If you're
but
on
long
the
term, it's
ship,
not that
you're
bad.
parboiled.
Yeah. 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 Oak Ridge is kind of known for that, David. You're right. But the bottom line with that is the cost of diesel fuel is driving that, because diesel here in the U.S. is $5.25 a gallon, I think, right now.
I think here it's 5.25. I
Yeah.
think what's on the coast.
Or on the left coast. But the problem is that bunker fuel is nothing more than diesel. It's lousy diesel, but it's still diesel.
It's what comes out of the ground after you skim the frogs and the leaves off of it.
Yeah. Yeah, molten salt killing at a party, and you can flash cook beef in it. Yes. Yeah, you're exactly right, Joel.
Don't get me wrong, folks. I think it's fantastic. I'm just molten salt hitting water is a recipe for parboiling the entire a grid square.
Yeah,
It's
but
great, and it makes me smile.
if you're 100 miles at sea, what are you going to do besides kill some fish
And the crew.
and a crew?
I'm just.
Yeah, but that's the same for a regular nuclear reactor, except that's much more long term.
Oh, I know. It's just.
USS Enterprise, 8 reactors ran for 50 years.
It's just a steam explosion. Just.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm
We'll
just
keep
stuck
you
on the
away
side.
from it.
I'm just thinking of the size of that steam explosion, because that's a lot of molten salt.
Yeah, Jesse, they use it for steam generation. It's just a little faster. Yeah, and of course, if there were any fishermen out there, they'd be going, "Oh boy, fish! And I don't have to cook the damn things."
Yeah, nope. And they're pre-salted.
Yeah.
For your convenience.
Well, what they do, when you look at bunker fuel, the cost of bunker fuel, these ships require significant amounts of bunker fuel in the tens of thousands of gallons to actually make it across
Sweetheart.
the Atlantic, or even more, the Pacific. When you're talking about gallons per mile on these super ships, Supermaxes, give them the opportunity to go to a thorium reactor that only has to be refueled every 25 years.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a fantastic
And
idea.
they're going to jump all over it.
I think it's a fantastic idea. Like I said, I just mentally, first couple of Portuguese salt explode or steam explosions out in the Gulf are going to be interesting.
Well, the thing is, and let me go back and find out who it was. David, yeah. David Bach's point is that, we've been experimenting with those things for years at Oak Ridge.
We should have had MSR reactors going in every major city 10 years ago.
30.
Well, 30
Yeah,
years
They
ago.
stopped research on them because of 3 Mile Island, which makes exactly 0 sense, except they're both nuclear.
That would be like stopping the space program because of what happened to Grissom. And
Well, and John's point is dead on. The problem is the left is opposed to all nuclear power,
Oh, yeah.
and they run things right now.
right now.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to last a lot
I don't think
longer.
it's going to last very long at all.
but the problem is the eco weenies, eco Nazis, are the ones that constantly brought the suits,
Mhm.
time after time after time.
The watermelons.
And that's why we have never gone beyond the basic set of reactors that we currently have. Richard, biodiesel has to be pretty damn pure to work. We had a Navy ship a few years ago that was directed by Obama's legions to run biodiesel during RIMPAC. They made it to RIMPAC. They chugged along through RIMPAC and had to pull back into Pearl Harbor and go into the yard to have their injectors and the entire system flushed before they could make it back to California.
Not only that, but biodiesel gives you the munchies worse than a stoner party.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it was $26 a gallon as opposed to $115 a barrel for bunker fuel. So figure the cost.
I don't want to.
No.
That hurts.
That's about as bad as electric airplanes. Yeah, right. Pull the other one. It's got a friggin' bell on it.
Oh, as an aside, because my squirrels dropped their glow stick, if you're going to FinCon and you want to get the cheap membership, you need to do it this month.
Yeah.
I just bought memberships for me and Rita at the cheap price and noticed it's going up next month.
Yeah. Well, Steph, waste is a secondary issue. The primary issue was the NIMBYs. You're right on that.
Not in my backyard.
Yeah. But waste out of a nuke plant is really very small. The problem is storage. Hanover was designated back in the 60s as a nuclear storage facility. However, once again, the friggin' eco-Nazis started suing. And there have been, I've lost count, something over 100 lawsuits against Hanford. It's complete. It's basically sitting there empty. We've never been allowed to put anything in it.
Anyway, squirrel. There went the glow stick.
Yeah. Biodiesel makes sense when it's free coming from restaurant waste. Yeah.
I actually had a thought. It's gone. Damn it. I hate that.
I did jokingly post on my blog this morning about a mil-spec or mil-serp anthology.
Knock yourself out there, Scooter.
Yeah.
No.
He wasn't even in the room for that one. You can't say
No.
anything with that one.
No.
Yeah, it's basically one core per reactor every 25 years, Joel. Oh.
Are you talking about the Coldstream guards that got suckered by a fake priest, Richard? Colostrum guards. Coldstream?
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry.
Colostrum has to do with lactation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Jerry. Hanford does have some issues with the old nuke embrittlement storage tanks. That's true. Coldstream, yeah.
How did you break your spell check, your autocorrect, to turn Coldstream into Colostrum?
He thought it might set you off. It almost worked.
According to this, it was spell finish.
Yeah. It
I'm
does.
wondering,
Yeah.
because I've broken mine and it does some stuff I didn't intend it to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Brennan, the whole debacle of it supposedly leaking into the Columbia River, but as far as I'm aware,
Doesn't Columbia go through Portland?
Yeah.
Leak more.
yeah,
Oh, great. You want them to get weirder?
No, I want them to all have very short, painful lives and go
glow
away.
in the dark.
And glow in the darks are easier to see when you're, well, okay.
Oh,
They already are.
Josh, really? Colostrum guard would be held very close to the chest.
You're going to milk that joke for all it's worth, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Deej, seriously? Wow.
Oh, Joel, that would not be a bad idea.
Well, that's on y'all. I am not part of this one. I might write a story for it, but I ain't helming this one.
We'll talk about that. I'll do it.
The reason why that's so funny, folks, is that after the first Tales on the Supper Tale anthology, somebody on this podcast, not me and not him, went on a meltdown in his kitchen about how he would never, ever do another anthology.
And I wasn't planning on it until I got help, and I got help.
3
Thanks.
anthologies later.
Yeah.
Thanks to John Van Stry, who picked up the slack and formatted the second one. And we're getting help on the Haunted Library anthology. Thank you very much, Deej and Regan, who is not on here yet today.
RK was up here earlier.
was?
She's listening while driving, so she can't comment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's commenting and driving. We got an issue.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't. The other drivers on the road do. We're safe.
Well, if she's enabled voice to text, it could be fun.
Yeah.
Who's listening and driving?
Reagan, RK
Reagan
Smith.
Oh, hi, Reagan.
Yeah, I
Rhea says
remember.
hi.
I remember your voice to text.
Oh,
today.
good. Oh, good.
All
I
the
was-
cucumbers are a housewife's best friend. Oh, Cedar started that.
Yes, of course she did.
Phantom chicks turning into panties.
What?
I'm just reading her comment,
What?
like the conversation about Phantom chicks turning into panties.
I missed that, and I'm glad I did. I don't recall that conversation.
That's okay.
Yeah, the folks that work at Oak Ridge, the folks that work at Argonne, the folks that work at Los Alamos, they're cut from a different cloth.
No.
All we got to do is get Dot started talking about some of the things her dad has had to put up with.
Oy.
And those stories are freaking hilarious.
What Jim's talking about is I have an issue with my left eye. I have multiple issues with my left eye. And one of the issues I have with it is that a sudden bright light will actually shut it down, hits the reset button on my left eye, which is really odd. I was coming back from work after 9 o'clock one night during snowpocalypse, driving down the road I probably shouldn't have taken. And some jackass with high frequency, high beams lit me up. And up until the last update, the last Samsung update, I had broken voice to text. Well, I'd broken Google to use Cortana as the cue to start listening, because I hate OK Google. It sucks. Don't you dare. It did it. You bastard. I should break it to you bastard, but I had it set for Cortana.
That would be
And
going off every 5
There it goes
seconds.
again.
I can break you again. So I was using Cortana voice to, I was using my Google Assistant, nicknamed Cortana, to activate my text message account, which apparently led to some really interesting texts as I was half blind and pissed off.
Yes, they were. They made absolutely no sense, but we could parse that you were unhappy and that you were on the way. Weber has a lot of huge fan followings at various
Everywhere.
DOE employee sites. Yeah,
You just stop it before you get to DOE.
yeah. Yeah, I've worked with a few of them out there, Brennan, and yeah, they're a tad different. There's animal retentive, and then there's
Bastard.
nuclear engineers.
It did it.
Alexa, please order some cookies. That's about as bad as the joke of the guy going, Alexa, why am I so bad in relationships? And the voice comes back, well, it might be because I'm Siri.
Oh,
Yeah. Siri, new email, attach internet history, all contacts said, yeah. Oh.
That would be it.
Oh.
Oh, there's an ad I have to find. It's our local radio station. I hope they got on YouTube. It's called Freak Squad. It's a takeoff on Geek Squad. And what it is, Freak Squad is a you buy the service and they guarantee to wipe your internet history and clean out from under your bed if you should happen to die.
Internet history buddies.
Yes.
And clean out from under your bed, apparently.
Hey, Vince, how's it going?
Your favorite sock will be thrown away before your mother gets there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Dawn, what do you keep breaking friggin' computers for out there? 1 terabyte external, yeah, is super useful.
My Pinterest is loaded with Fox pictures and Fox memes, by the way.
I'm so shocked.
I should hope so.
Yeah, it's a little bitty backup drive. Yeah, Vance, above ground is always a good thing. Looking down at the daisies, not up at them.
As they used to say, eating my salads from the roots or from the top down, not the roots up.
Oh, David, that's interesting. Small shipment of Colt DOE contract overrun 9mm subguns. Yes.
Again, I had something to say, and the squirrels ran off with it. The squirrels they're not having a good day today.
So that's what's going on, Don. Okay, that makes a little more sense.
I'm not sure if they're losing glow sticks left, right, center, or if the DJ is just really off the rails on spinning the discs.
Either
Don't put
that or
this on me.
they're eating the glow sticks again.
Again, stop snorting glow sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, anytime you get a subgun, you really need an ammo monkey.
Oh, no kidding. I'm getting quoted on my announcement of what is likely inside of my head. I'm getting quoted on that. I saw a quote on Facebook. I'm still bad on Facebook, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw a quote on Facebook that was the same damn thing. It was, yeah, what I said, then law dog. It's like, really, guys?
Yeah.
It's very quotable.
I guess.
Try, yeah. Cedar do it. That could go on the cover of the next coloring book.
Fox crowd surfing on
Sure, koala. We really believe you did nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was up way too early. I've had way too much coffee.
Sorry, Josh.
What is this too much coffee of which you speak?
Yeah.
When you start seeing through time and space, and you can smell the color 7, it's just not. You might have had too much coffee.
I thought it was smelling pink and seeing the color 7.
I could probably thread one of Jonna's sewing machines while it runs.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, considering last night,
Last night?
the weather,
Oh, okay.
they did have, sadly, we did have 2 tornadoes touch down in our area.
Yes, we did.
But my weather alert was still going off at midnight with various tornado warnings, not watch, warnings, severe thunderstorms. And I would roll over, open my phone up, look at it, and go, shit, it would split around us.
I cratered in.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had a storm or not last night because I cratered in.
No, we didn't. It spit a little rain. That was it.
Cedar, aren't you supposed to be moving up here like in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kitten riding a turtle. Yeah. You started work at 5:30. That's why.
Yeah, apparently that was a very quotable quote that I pulled out of my ear at the drop of a hat.
It was a very apt description and funny. So
Oh.
yes.
I didn't realize that, Cedar. The storm destroyed the Ag Center greenhouses that love it. They're greenhouses.
It's love it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, Josh, Ian has become quotable years ago.
Boy, that's no lie.
Yeah.
That's no lie.
That goes all the way back to the firing line.
No kidding. You see my quote show up as SIG lines on the firing line of the high roads. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, I still laugh at Larry's introduction of you at LibertyCon.
Oh, that was terrifying.
All because of a comment on the firing line.
Yep. Oh, what a comment. It was Law Dog's Halloween special.
Yeah.
Apparently, he went to town on it.
Yeah. Well, go ahead and tell the story
Good.
about Law Dog's Halloween special.
Oh, when I was still blogging fairly heavily, we used to have this Halloween tradition where we would lay in some adult spirits and snacks, finger snacks, and we'd watch B-grade horror movies and give them MST3K treatment.
My kind of party.
Oh yeah. So, and I had a collection of quotes, and I posted on my blog this collection of quotes. I think it was on my blog, and then the firing line was going through. It's one of its were way too serious for own good, so I put it up.
Yeah.
I cut and pasted the firing line, and it took off. And this college kid named Correa 45 jumped on it.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Yeah.
couple of quotes from the thread. It went like 5 pages, which in those days was a long thread.
yeah.
Long thread on the fire line. It done birthed the international New York Times bestseller.
Yep. Yeah. We get little bitty earthquakes out here about every 6 months.
Well, we're right near the New Madrid
Yeah.
Fault, so it makes sense. One of these days, that's going to go south, and hoo boy,
Yeah, we're between Yellowstone and New Madrid.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeehaw,
Yeah.
go us.
Yeah, Steph, you would have enjoyed the reroll bunch at the con.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I missed them, unfortunately, but it
Oh.
sounded like a fun idea.
Oh, Rita was
Well,
laughing her little butt off.
It's MST3K on steroids, basically.
Yeah, the way they explained it is they take a scene from a movie or a whole movie. They start with what the way the movie actually was, and then every decision point
It's
they
a
roll. They
Yeah.
roll according to GURPS role-playing system rules.
Which is a nightmare to begin with.
Yeah.
That was the first thing that had me rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GURPS.
And
GURPS.
then they just roll with it.
Yeah, Scott, we'll just give him some oil fire on the side.
If I rewrite the Wheel of Time, it'll be a 3-volume section and be a lot better.
Yeah.
Cedar, I actually, when you told me that, I called Oil Fire up in Tulsa because I was outraged. And they had a bump. It's not discontinued. They just had a bump in production. It's back out.
And it's carried its specs, I think.
It is when it's
When it's
out.
When they have it, yeah.
Yeah, it won an award somewhere, and
Yeah.
they outsold way what they had on hand.
Yeah.
Because
Good stuff.
it's really good.
It's good stuff.
Well, I actually found a bottle of Springbank at Specs,
Specs has got some good stuff at it.
which amazed me because when I first found out about Springbank, it was not exported outside of Scotland. You
No.
couldn't even buy it in England. They
Yeah.
only produced 70,000 bottles a year at the time.
Oil Fire made X number or poured X number of bottles. Specs got Y number, and then Oil Fire went viral, to quote the children.
Yeah.
And they're having to decant to fill back orders right now.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh, Major Caudill was around too.
I need to shoot that bastard in the back of it. Can I say that, or do I get kicked off of here? Now, apparently, if I opine that a random stranger who was a fucktard should be crucified in the National Mall on Facebook, I catch a 2-day ban with another day because I told the arbitration board to go have improbable sexual acts with themselves.
And this is unusual. How?
I was expecting 30 days
Yeah.
because
Oil Fire, Brennan, is a
rye whiskey liqueur.
rye whiskey liqueur.
Very smooth.
It's like it tastes a lot like pecan pie, except using maple syrup instead of Caro.
Yes.
Well, John, that's not bad. Only a week.
I got a warning because I was on Messenger, because when you're in the cooler on Facebook, you can still message, do the whole messenger function. And I got into a screaming argument with somebody who decided to take me to task on my abortion stance, which I thought was fairly neutral. And we got articulate. And this person told me that they didn't understand why I was getting wrapped around the axle about a clump of cells. And I told said person I didn't understand why they were getting wrapped around the axle about a clump of words from the Supreme Court. I got a warning from Facebook. And then the entire thread disappeared. It's like, wow.
And this is why I haven't been on Facebook in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Shoot the squirrels in, just name them first.
Can't shoot the squirrels, they're part of my id.
Yeah. Get the right angle.
If I shoot the squirrels, I don't write anymore.
22 short.
Once I get the squirrels going the same direction, I write really good stories. But they all got to dance the same music.
Yeah.
I got the DJs play the proper music. The squirrels, when they all dance the same music, I can write pretty good stuff. But that one bastard always loses his glow stick and the thing just falls apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, David, don't feel bad. Some of us try to get kicked off and can't, and other people don't try and do get kicked off.
I don't have Mad Mike's or Larry's Facebook rap sheet, but I'm getting up there.
Yeah.
I'm getting up there.
T-Rex has entered the chat. So Koala says change it from rave to death metal in your DJ playing.
Don, did I tell you that introduction? Did I don't know if I told Don that introduction. Anyway, the introduction was, which I'm probably going to use every time I have to give a panel so that people in the audience will understand that my head is full of squirrels. They're hyper caffeinated and they're at a rave. When they're all dancing to the same music the DJ's playing, everything's okay. But once in a while, one of them will lose a glow stick and it just falls apart.
Or snort the glow stick.
Or snort the glow stick. And the thing is, I was expecting laughter, but everybody in the crowd just nodded.
Yeah.
Which was really concerned me a bit.
I was laughing in the back.
In the back.
A few of us have known you for a year or two.
Hyper caffeinated squirrels.
Yeah. Yeah, ADOS, yes.
Attention deficit squirrel.
Yeah, the actual squirrel issues.
Well, there's
with
that.
the
Yeah.
house.
That's actually where it came from.
I still think the best one was when you barked at one and forgot the dogs were out.
Oh, God. That was fun. He says, monumentally in a sarcastic tone.
Oh, I had a friend up in Virginia who had to suppress 22 in a city in Virginia, and the squirrels would run along his back fence. And he had two big trees the next yard over. So the squirrels would be running along the back fence, and he'd wait till they get right at the tree, bap, bap, and they would fall over the fence into the neighbor's yard.
Did the neighbor have dogs?
Yes.
Well-fed dogs.
Well-fed dogs.
Well, the
Squirrels in Malta now with fortified nut storage.
seriously, the Rita at my house has 2 old pecan trees in the backyard, so I've got I've got squirrels coming out the yin. And I keep telling folks that's protein for the coming apocalypse. You might get tired of Brunswick stew, but by God, we'll feed people.
Oh, yeah, barking at a kennel of guard dogs at 3 a.m. Yeah, we've got one that runs the fence at the house. And Obie, he will taunt Obie.
Squirrel.
He will sit on the top of the fence and chitter down at Obie, and Obie's jumping and trying to get him. And then he'll run along the top of the fence and keep going to the next yard fence as Obie goes into the corner of the fence.
I'm here to tell you that Rita's BL22 with Aguila Super Calibres is silent.
Yeah.
Click. Squirrel falls out of the sky.
Bats in the belfry. Discord about flying
Squirrels in
humans.
the attic.
And would they be built like bats, and what would they wear? That could go so wrong.
There go my squirrels.
That could go so wrong so many
Thank you.
ways.
That's in Cedar's Discord, I think.
Oh,
There was a science fiction book. I forget this book or short story from the 70s or early 80s that had lunar domes on the moon, and the
where else would they have lunar domes?
leave my squirrels alone. And the inhabitants had these polymer wings, and in the low gravity and thick atmosphere inside the domes, they would fly.
That's actually The Menace from Earth by Heinlein from the late 50s.
All right then.
I mean, somebody else might have taken
Yeah.
the idea and done something
Was
else
it a
with
short
it.
story? Because this was a
It
short.
was a short story,
There you go.
and it's a very good story,
Oh, yeah,
actually.
I liked it.
Yeah, Sean, in South Florida, they do have iguanas that fall from the trees. They literally put out iguana warnings down there.
South Florida, too, I think.
Yeah, because those damn things, they can weigh pounds. And they do get high up in the tree. And then one of those things come down and smack you on the head, it'll get your attention.
Speaking of, the lizards in astro lizards are actually agamas, West African rock agamas, and that we were launching using bamboo rockets. I would like to point out the recent reports from Florida that the West African rock agamas are an invasive species there. It's probably not due to me and Chris.
Probably.
I don't think our rockets made them across the Atlantic. Can't swear to it, but don't blame the invasive West African rock agamas in Florida on us.
Mike, there are so damn many Discord chats out there. It's not funny.
I don't have
Yeah, you-
Discord.
Can't keep up with more than a few.
Hell, I can't keep up with one of them. Iguanas are not bad to eat. They're,
Chicken of the trees.
yeah, chicken of the trees. Yeah. Now, they're not tree rats there. Tree rats are squirrels.
Tree lizards.
Yeah.
Yes, Sean, exactly. Not enough range for transatlantic flight. I don't think our little bamboo rockets would have
Yeah.
made it. Not going to swear to it, but I'm pretty sure that those aren't due to us.
Now someone in the chat does all the calculations of the jet stream necessary for that to happen.
Well, in that case,
My story? Oh, for bloody hell.
it would actually have to go all the way around the world because the jet
Jet
stream,
stream goes, west east.
goes west to east. Yeah, so no, doesn't work. Oh, that's cute.
What?
Koala. Somebody added her to a Latin Discord chat. If she doesn't speak or read it.
To quote Brennan, if it was Ian's fault, there wouldn't be a surviving set of back steps in all of Florida. Got a point.
Maybe the lizards landed on a ship
Death-
bound for America.
Death dealing lizards from the sky.
Yeah.
There's your next coloring book.
Yeah, they have a lionfish problem. They have a carp problem.
Hell, Texas is getting the lionfish problem.
Yeah.
They've done moved into the Gulf. However,
Aren't they delicious?
they are for a
Yeah.
fact, darling. And the Texas Parks and Wildlife said to hell with it and published a recipe book.
Yeah.
And our lionfish problem is apparently not that bad.
Yeah, don't eat carp. They taste like crap.
If
And
you,
by the way-
if you can find a German to do it right, carp isn't bad. You got to find a German to do it right.
And by the way, koi are carp.
Koi or carp, so are goldfish.
They just haven't grown enough yet. But if you turn a goldfish loose, That sucker will grow.
3-foot goldfish.
Yeah.
I've seen more than one in Texas. That's the reason why it's against the law in Texas to fish with goldfish.
Yeah.
Because little bastards fall off a hook, and next thing you know, you got 3-foot goldfish.
Yeah.
Gobbling. They're easy to see.
Very easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. Florida has an invasive progressive problem, but they're working on it.
I'm not doing a recipe book for invasive progressives because I don't get kicked off of YouTube too.
Yeah, that's true, Don. Koi are just goldfish that have grown more.
The Germans do some of the pressure cooker, and they cut carp somehow, and they cut it somehow, and in the pressure cooker the bones explode. And a carp is actually not bad if you can find somebody to cook it. Americans can't cook it.
Oh,
Let's stick
Oh,
with
David.
mackerel and perch.
I said-
oh, David.
Yeah. Oh,
David says
Sockeye.
Florida man is the hero we need, not the hero we deserve.
what the hell is sockeye in Texan? Crappie.
Crappie, yeah.
Crappie's the best panfish you can get, hands
Yeah,
down.
bluegill.
Bluegill's not bad.
Yeah.
Crappie's better.
I'll take sockeye or crappie any day of the week.
Oh God, yes.
But you got to catch a mess of them little suckers to make it worthwhile.
They're getting some at Lake Arrowhead that are that bloody big. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. They've tuckered into some kind of bait fish down there, and they're growing.
Bait for pythons? Yeah.
Why are we punning in the comments?
I don't know. The comments are taking a life of their own.
We have a lake north of it used to be in the chain of lakes that used to supply water for the city for a little town, and the lake up there stopped the bluegill.
Yeah.
And you go down there with a crappie rod and some crappie nibbles, and drag bluegill on the dam. There's a shady spot that bluegill love, and you can haul in just bluegill after bluegill.
And they are fighters. Yes, no
And
question.
They
Vince.
taste good. They taste good.
You think you got a three or 4 pound fish on there, and you pull him out, he's 6 inches long.
You can if you get a camp stove up on top of the dam and a Ziploc baggie of Louisiana fish coating.
Yeah.
And Dutch oven full of hot grease. You can haul your decent sized bull bluegill in, fillet him out, put him in a Ziploc bag, and throw him right into the fryer. Oh my God, that's good.
I like dipping the egg first.
Egg works.
Yeah. Next anthology.
Cedar, for God's sake. Crappie nibbles.
Yeah.
Your plosives got mixed up, sweetheart.
They're not even
Nibbles.
mammals.
Bulls.
Elephants will be at Mead Hall in August.
Who will? Oh, Gorilla Fritz will be?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, the Texas Parks and Wildlife, as soon as we started hauling in lionfish in the Galveston Bay, they said to hell with it and published a recipe book.
Yeah.
And the Cajun Triangle, Galveston, Port Arthur, Beaumont,
Yeah.
went to town. And they don't have many lionfish left in
Yeah.
Galveston Bay.
Yeah. And Josh, that's exactly what happened. Is the cages down there are the ones that jumped all over it. Of course, they're the dumb cages because they're the ones that couldn't navigate. So they ended up in Texas instead of Louisiana.
They're also ones that discovered that somebody, quotes please, had dropped some prawns, tiger prawns, out on the reef.
Yeah.
And went, oh.
Actually, they're out on the coral beds out about 62 miles.
Yep. And
Not that I know anything about that.
the little Gulf shrimp are giving way to the tiger prawns, and the Cajuns are quite happy.
I might have relatives that go out and occasionally take the boat out and get a few of them. Nipple, horny.
Great horny toads.
Cedar says, next thing I illustrate will be likely be a cookbook, not that cookbook. Yeah, concur, Sean. Unless you're Toshiro Mifune, the man bun looks stupid. Cedar, do not illustrate fish nipples.
Why, Jim? I was just getting past that. Why did you have to?
The women are running amok again today.
I had noticed that.
Or a duck or whatever you want to call it.
We're running a duck. Where was I? Bitch biscuit. We see a man bun. It's a bitch biscuit.
Yeah.
Just drive on.
It's a what?
Bitch biscuit.
Binge biscuit. What's a binge?
Bitch. Female dog. Bitch biscuit.
A man bun, if you're not Toshiro Mifune, is a bitch biscuit.
There were a few other actors who pulled off the samurai thing.
Toshi-
Mifune's just the best known here.
Toshiro Mifune. If you
Yeah.
don't, if you're not Toshiro Mifune, your man bun looks dumb.
Donner Party Pass cookbook.
Donner Party of 5?
Yeah.
Wonder there are only 3 of you.
Yeah.
Donner party 4. Donner party 3.
A papa is not meant to be foie gras. Oh.
I give up.
Jesse, that man buns will never level up. The best I could do would be an afro. You know? Hey, I can remember afros in the 70s that were
Oh, yeah.
2 feet wide, 3 feet wide.
No, I was in Africa. I've seen afros every bit as
And there was an Afro revival in the 90s,
Yeah.
too, that didn't get quite as impressive, but still were big.
Yeah. Well, the reason I had them in the 70s because everybody used the picks for weapons.
That makes sense.
Well, they could legally carry a sharpened set of points in their pocket and get away with it.
okay. All right, I'll go with that. Boy, they grab onto something they just won't let go. will
No.
they?
Josh says crappy nipples, like version of scrappy nibbles.
I don't think crappie have that particular.
They're not
No.
mammals.
Yeah. White liver permanent afros. Yeah. I can just see some of the lefties out there with a blonde or white afro trying to jive in.
Talcum X and Dolazol. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was reading I were somewhere, and the waiter, whoever was waiting on us, I think it was a food place, but don't quote me on that. Had, I swear to God, it was an Afro wig. Baby, do you remember that?
Where was it?
We were somewhere, I think in Oklahoma. We stopped. We were being waited on, and the guy, I swear to God, had an Afro wig.
I think that was his hair.
But you do remember it.
Vaguely, I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was. I thought it was rather magnificent, honestly.
Oh, it was definitely magnificent.
Best scene ever was Foxy Brown pulling a gun out of her afro and taking out the bad guys. Yeah.
up there.
Thurgood Marshmallow.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean-
Pappy.
He actually blocked me on Twitter.
Thurgood Marshall.
No,
He's dead.
no. Talcum X.
Oh, well, yay.
Yeah, he actually blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, one thing lefties do is they get block lists. They just have lists of addresses they automatically block.
Yeah.
Those are
Really?
the bad people. Yeah, they've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I just pointed out that I had come from a place that pioneered DNA testing off of coffee cups, and asked him where he got his morning coffee. And I don't see his stuff anymore for some
Yeah.
ungodly reason.
Darn. Your intellectual life has decreased so badly.
I was heartbroken.
What happened, Pappy, is the chat ran away with the channel.
It always does.
So that's why this is nipples today. you'd have been on here earlier, we were actually having a semi-intelligent conversation.
This is where Ferrier and Wardrip got caught. He was a serial killer, and a PD detective named John Little, he, later worked for the sheriff's office, found Ferrier in Wichita, and he was at a coffee shop, and they had DNA on some of the victims, but they had no clue. Ferrier was a suspect, but they couldn't nail it down. And John walked up to him and told him he had that John had a mouthful of chew and needed to spit because he borrowed the coffee cup. And Ferrier handed the coffee cup, and so they got DNA off the coffee cup that matched the something on the victims. I recounted that and then asked him where he got his morning coffee, and I don't see his chat sit or his Twitter anymore.
Yeah, the newspaper today had an interesting article above the fold. Apparently, the last gunfighter shootout was here at Wichita Falls.
The last Old West, or one
Yeah.
of the last Old West gunfighter shootouts.
Yeah, and it was
rampaging drunk ass monkey and
who was a
chief.
former sheriff up in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Apparently a great guy till he got drunk and then he started killing people.
Yeah.
He killed 8 people shooting while intoxicated with intent. And he got drunk and ran across the chief of PD at Ichipaw, who happened to be apparently a lot faster than Assweasel was.
Yeah.
The Assweasel didn't clear leather before he got his ticket punch.
Fopped him 5 times.
Yep. I would have too.
What year was this?
100 years ago, 1922.
1922.
Interesting.
One of the last recorded gunfights. And the asshole that got popped carved notches on his gun.
Mm-hmm.
That was standard 40 years before that. So,
Well,
there is argument about that.
okay. I don't know about standard, but it was done.
It was done. It was more of a tin horn.
Yeah.
If you were carving notches, everybody knew you weren't. This guy was a good guy, would get drunk, would get in an argument, and would kill somebody. And he was carving notches.
Yeah.
He had 8 notches on his Colt. And the 1922 chief of the police in Ichipaw had enough of his crap. And it drilled him good.
Was a former ranger, went back to being a ranger again after he left here.
Yep.
Firewatch season from 1 January to 31 December. Yep.
Oh, yes, that is Texas.
Discussion.
They're apparently today is about to become National Nipple Day.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Society would definitely be a lot more polite if dueling came back. Yes.
Well, yes, but one of the things people who talk about that don't go into, which actually David Weber did in one of his books, is there would be the psychopaths who would just push people to duels just to get their jollies.
Yeah.
Who would get good at it and then start because that's what happened.
Well, and those people are out there even today. I knew guys that came back from Vietnam that went right on out of the country.
And the thing is, you have to have, it's not just the dueling. You have to have the society and cultural shame over not dueling.
Yes.
Or cheating at dueling.
Yep.
We don't have the societal or cultural shame attached.
Yeah. Road rage at 20 paces. Yep. That does bring up an interesting point. The number of road rage. Huh?
Gone.
You almost broke them. Keep going.
Congressional duels should be legalized. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, I want to see them dressed like NASCAR drivers so we can figure out who their friggin' sponsors are. Now, chivalry's long gone.
No good.
For
Well, for some folks. For most folks.
most folks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most. The South is still, chivalry's hanging on in the South. It's also South is still an honor culture for the most part.
Yeah.
That's changing. Personally, it gets rough, but I prefer living in honor culture societies to otherwise. As long as you know the rules, it's a lot more polite.
Well, an honor society is a polite society, period.
An honor society tends to be a polite society.
Yeah. But when you literally have to face somebody and say something to them.
If you running your mouth gets you an ass whooping.
Yeah.
And society's response is, well, he had it coming.
Yep.
People tend to stop running their mouths.
Yep.
But you've got to have society saying, "Oh, you got your butt whooped for being stupid.
Yeah.
Drive on."
Well,
They
now
don't do
everybody
that.
hides behind a computer.
Yeah.
There is no confrontation. I mean, just like what Mona Lisa's going back and forth and blocked the guy and
That
blocked the guy
jackass.
again.
That jackass.
And he kept following on her and causing more hate and discontent. Because,
Apparently, Jen Haas knows him.
but the whole thing is, there's never going to be a face-to-face conversation because he'll never show his face where she can slap him. And knowing Mona Lisa, she had a pretty good right cross.
Yeah, she does.
Lands through your motorcycle helmet at 75 miles an hour.
Well, Sean Newton, society would need clear rules. Exactly. Clear, solid rules and an understanding that, well, you had it coming, dust yourself off and drive on.
Yeah.
But we don't. And when you have an armed society that doesn't have the honor, the rigid honor society behind it, what you wind up is the stacks of dead bodies. Like Chicago.
Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Detroit. Yeah. Detroit. You can lay Detroit's ruin at the feet of LBJ. The Great Society. And
He can lay a lot of stuff at the feet of LBJ.
Yeah. But specifically looking at Detroit, that was the city that LBJ picked to the New Deal. We're going to take care of people, and Detroit's going to be our model city. Look at Detroit today.
Yeah, there's more. There's more to it than that, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mideast. Yeah.
Chicago doesn't have an honor culture.
No.
Chicago has it has a territorial culture, not an honor culture. Honor culture, there are certain rules, and if you break the rules, societal norms, you are shunned. It's got territorial. They're territorial. Mideast, same way. They're territorial. They're not. They call themselves honor culture, but it's a territorial culture.
Well, and the other thing that's happening in Chicago, a lot of people don't realize, is that Hispanics are moving in the drug culture up there. And a lot of these battles back and forth are over drugs. And it's between the gangs, between the Latin Kings, Bloods, the Crips. What's the offshoot with the green? I'm drawing a blank. Frack. And then Latin Kings and a couple of the others. And they've all congregated in Chicago because there's so much business up there. And they know that Chicago basically is won't issue. So they're pretty much home free because they don't give a rat's ass about laws.
They're safe there.
Yeah. I still remember when Virginia went concealed carry. They interviewed Washington Post interviewed a crook and said, Virginia, Maryland, or DC, where do you rob the most people? And he said DC because they don't have guns.
Oh, they did the same thing here in Texas.
Yeah.
When Texas first passed the concealed handgun law.
Yeah.
They interviewed a lot of folks in TDC who said, "Oh, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
We don't want to get shot.
And they
Risk reward."
specifically asked him, said, well, will you rob in Virginia? He said, hell no, because I might get shot. And they poo-pooed it and said, well, they're things like that don't happen.
Surprise.
Yeah,
They don't
surprise,
report it.
surprise.
It's not the same thing.
Did you see that weed shop dispensary, what the hell ever in LA.
Yeah,
That
the
shootout?
illegal weed shop. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, it wasn't legal. That was legal.
No, it was
That
illegal.
security guard wearing the security guard, he was there. He was contract.
Yeah, but it was also an illegal one.
I'm not sure.
It was a smoke shop, not a weed shop.
Oh, whatever.
They were selling illegal drugs because the illegal drugs are cheaper
Mhm.
than the legal ones.
Yeah, they tax the legal
Yeah.
ones all to hell in California.
Only California can fuck up legal weed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who says California knows how to party?
Nobody anymore.
He drew down.
That was Tupac, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
He drew down badly. That was one of the worst draws I've seen in a long time. Again, he had one point at him, did a sloppy ass draw.
Yeah.
And apparently got lucky and face planted somebody.
Yeah.
He took some injuries, left an ambulance. One of
Yeah.
the 4 bad guys left in a hearse. One was still there, I'm guessing, injured. Other 2 took off and are being hunted.
Yeah, he planted one, nailed the second one. The other 2 hauled ass.
Oh, and the guy that
Charged the Hollywood Bowl stage to hit Chappelle.
Yeah.
Chappelle. They
Did you see the pictures of him after?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
His arm was not at a natural angle.
And Gaston is not going to prosecute
Nope.
him.
Of
Yep.
course he's not.
He charged Chappelle. He got a plastic fake gun with a folding knife blade.
Yeah.
Past venue security.
Yeah.
Which somebody needs to get fired for that one.
Venue security was more concerned about phones than they were about weapons.
Yeah. And
California.
Chappelle's roadies
Pounded him in the
tuned
dirt.
him up. Apparently, Chappelle was doing his show while they were in the back,
Yeah.
getting the boot in, and he has an extra elbow on his right arm.
Yep.
Folks, this in Texas we refer to he had it coming
Yeah.
defense.
Yep. Well,
Chris
folks,
Rock
we've
was in
wasted
the
another hour of your
Holy
time.
crap.
Yeah. Folding clothing with people still in it. Yeah, that's judo, David. Judo and Aikido.
We do love our judo.
Thank you very much, folks. Have a good weekend. Be safe. And try to stay out of trouble.
We will do
And
this
if you
again.
can't stay out of trouble, at least have fun.
We'll do this again Tuesday
Yeah.
at noon.
But don't name it after us.
No, God no. Not again. Did I say that out loud? My
Yes.
bad. My bad.
Remember, don't sweat the petty stuff. Don't pet the sweaty stuff. We'll see you later. Bye.
Oh.